Well, I want to thank you, David and Samantha, for getting us out of the office, Albany. We do get bogged down with plans and ag districts, and it is often difficult to get us out. So we really appreciate this opportunity. Again, I'm John Brennan and Jeff Kehoe from the Department of Agriculture. We're in the Ag Protection Unit in the department, and we're located in Albany on Airline Drive. So today I want to talk about three main things. I want to talk about the Ag Districts program. I want to talk about lessons learned, and of course introduce Jeff. He is a new staff, and he's going to be assisting in both the county and the town grant programs, and he'll also help David Bain in the PDR program. These are grant programs that are offered through our department and through our Ag Protection section. Basically, we have a map up here that shows the ag districts across the state. David talked about the importance of planning for the protection of agriculture. And one of the basic steps in the protection of agriculture is certainly the utilization of ag districts maps for your towns and for the county. The ag districts, we have approximately 53 counties out of the 62 counties in the state that have ag districts. As there's a predominance in the center part, and here's our ag district map in Ontario County. There are 210 districts, covers close to 8.8 million acres of land, and it includes 25,600 farms that are in the ag district. Oftentimes, we do an awful lot of work in updating and including farmland in the ag district program, but oftentimes the ag districts are not reflected in local planning. It is a strange disconnect. We have farmers and landowners who have self-identified that they want to be part of an ag district. They petitioned the county legislature to be included in the ag district. The legislature goes forward and passes a resolution to include them into the district, and then that gets sent on to the Commissioner of Agriculture for certification by the commissioner. But the disconnect is that often town plans and zoning plans do not reflect the fact that there are farmers in the area. I've seen many plans in which we have zoning that is very intense on top of agricultural land. Maybe the town officials believe that it's just vacant land waiting to be developed. But that is not the true statement. We have individual farmers who have self-identified to be part of an ag protection program, and that this is a very important tool, the first tool basically in ag planning. Some of the elements of the tools of the ag district include agricultural assessment. This is by far one of the greatest elements of the ag district program. To get an agricultural assessment, you can be in an ag district. You don't have to be in an ag district, but it is available to individuals who have 7 acres or more and make $10,000 or more, and they get an assessment. They make an application every year to their town assessor, And through various proofs of these two requirements, they will receive an ag assessment. An ag assessment is different than a fair market assessment. So there is a reduction in taxes for the farmer. It is often called an exemption, but it is not an exemption. Farmers still pay taxes. It is not a complete wash, but there is a reduction in the taxes that are put on the farm. Another element that ag districts can provide is that it does set public policy associated with towns and the state in terms of the protection of agriculture. And what I would like to see is that some of the ag protection policies that are in the ag district legislation gets translated into policies down to the town level. It's really an important element. That is the idea of developing public policy. These are public policy statements within the individual town through either their comprehensive plan or through an agricultural protection plan in which they clearly state that their goal and objective is to protect agriculture. These public policy statements are very powerful elements, and sometimes they need to be crafted at the local level so that they say exactly what the town has in mind in terms of the protection of agriculture. The Ag District tool also includes a right to farm law, and although it is very broad and sometimes cumbersome in terms of actually bringing it to the state, we often encourage towns to develop their own right to farm law. This would be locally crafted, and the key element of a local right to farm law is to establish a dispute resolution committee to evaluate and to help guide farmers and neighbors and the town in terms of conflicts and the ability to resolve conflicts before they get into the point of going to court. And that could be a very expensive proposition for either the farmer or the town. Another element of the Ag District program is that it's the issue of protection from unreasonable restrictions at the town level. This is generally held and worked on by Bob Summers in our department. Many people may know Bob. He gets maybe 7 to 15 calls a week from either farmers or town officials who are involved with conflicts in the interpretation of local laws or permissions to provide right to farm activities within the farm operation. And Bob does a tremendous job of trying to negotiate between farmers and neighbors, neighbors and towns, farmers and towns, to resolve issues that might come up in terms of farm operations and farm activities. There's another element of our tools, and that includes real estate disclosure statements. When an owner is selling a property, a real estate agent will provide a disclosure statement in which they identify whether or not the property is in an agricultural district or not. And then we have an agricultural data statement, which is provided to planning boards to identify farms that may be near a particular proposed development that they are reviewing. So those are some of the key elements, basic elements. The Ag Ag District program has been in existence since 1971. It's been amended and improved every year. And the counties do a fantastic job, whether it's the county planning office or maybe it's the Soil and Water Conservation or Cornell. They do a fantastic job of updating the ag districts on a regular basis. And they need to be commended for the great work that they do in improving and producing great maps for counties to use.